Good morning, I'm Sharyl Attkisson. Welcome to Full Measure. Thursday, Hillary Clinton faces the House Select Committee on Benghazi. The former Secretary of State will answer questions about the September 11, 2012 attack on the U.S. compounds that killed 4 Americans, including Ambassador Chris Stevens. A new Full Measure Rasmussen Reports poll released today asked 1,000 likely voters, has Hillary Clinton been honest in her disclosures and testimony related to Benghazi? 27% said yes, 52% said no, and 22% were not sure. Over the past 3 years, a body of evidence has emerged showing that 8 weeks before President Obama's re-election, the administration, including Clinton, worked to steer the public narrative away from the terrorist nature of the attacks, security shortfalls, and the lack of a military rescue. It's the night of September 11th, 2012, and while the Benghazi attacks are underway, top officials at Clinton's State Department already know the al-Qaeda-linked Islamic extremist group Ansar al-Sharia has taken credit. Within minutes, that alert goes to the White House, FBI, and Pentagon. But 4 hours later, Clinton's public statement evokes the idea the attackers were instead spontaneous protesters responding to inflammatory material posted on the internet, an Muslim YouTube video.
Oh, I understand, Father.
Certainly last year, Clinton was vague on whether she and President Obama discussed blaming the video instead of terrorists that night.
I don't know that I talked about it with him at that conversation.
I believe the very next day.
Republican Jim Jordan will question Clinton Thursday in this hearing room as she testifies to the House Benghazi Committee.
This terrorist group had claimed credit. And public statements made by administration officials didn't reflect that fact.
The Benghazi Committee has obtained 50,000 pages of new documents and unearthed the controversial setup where Clinton conducted government business on a private email server. The FBI has now taken possession of it. Is there anything that you feel the committee has learned or done to extend the knowledge?
We've got a ton of emails from her that none of the other committees had access to. We've talked to 7 eyewitnesses that the other committees did not talk to. And interviewed 41 different folks who had information about that tragic night.
The committee's chief critic is lead Democrat Elijah Cummings, who's defending the administration's interests and has accused Republican Chairman Trey Gowdy of a political agenda.
This Benghazi Select Committee has become the committee to investigate Hillary Clinton, period.
Witnesses interviewed behind closed doors include Clinton confidant Sidney Blumenthal and former top Clinton aides Cheryl Mills and Jake Sullivan, who share the same lawyer and were allegedly present at a Benghazi document sorting session a State Department official Raymond Maxwell says he witnessed in late 2012.
I am grateful for the chance that I had to visit with the committee today. I appreciate all the time that they spent with me and the respect that they showed to me.
Last month, Brian Pagliano, who reportedly installed Clinton's private email system, pled the Fifth, which allows people to refuse to answer questions that could expose them to prosecution. He brought 4 lawyers, says one attendee. One of the committee's primary questions is why the public wasn't told about the Islamic extremist nature of the assault. We now know a Clinton official privately told Libya the attackers were affiliated with Islamic extremists, but the phrase was not used in public.
Heavily armed militants assaulted the compound.
Instead, officials continued the YouTube video narrative.
We reject all efforts to denigrate the religious beliefs of others.
Clinton Ambassador Susan Rice stayed on message on the Sunday TV talk shows.
We do not have information at present that leads us to conclude that this was premeditated or pre-planned.
We learned much later that Obama officials deleted references to terrorism and al-Qaeda from Rice's talking points. Many deletions were ordered by CIA No. 2 Mike Morrell after a White House meeting. At the time, the White House insisted their only edit to Rice's talking points was changing the word consulate to diplomatic post.
The point being it was a matter of non-substantive factual correction.
To be very clear, the White House did not make any substantive changes to the talking points.
But in May last year, we learned the White House did make substantive changes after all. Documents showed Obama official Tommy Vitor helped steer attention away from terrorism.
The White House, me, add a line about the administration warning of September 10th of social media reports calling for demonstrations. True?
I believe so.
More documents revealed last year show top Obama advisor Ben Rhodes coordinated the incorrect messaging to underscore that these protests are in an internet video and not a broader failure of policy. The committee is also investigating why the attacks went on for more than 7 hours, but the U.S. military didn't come to the rescue. Greg Hicks, the State Department's lead diplomat in Tripoli that night, said he repeatedly asked for military help but was denied.
Is anything coming? Will they be sending us any help? Is there something out there?
The administration insisted no assets were stopped, no military help was available. But the leader of a U.S. quick response anti-terrorism team said his unit was stopped after they prepared to deploy. A small U.S. Special Forces team in Tripoli was stopped from boarding a flight to Benghazi to help while the attacks were underway. And 3 U.S. security officers stationed nearby say their CIA boss delayed them from responding quickly to help.
I understand that you wanted planes to get to Benghazi faster. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff said they simply could not get there quickly.
I was speaking from my perspective.
I understand.
On the ground in Tripoli, based on what the defense attaché told me. And he said 2 to 3 hours.
In closed-door sessions with Congress, top military officials conceded military assets were available, but it was decided they wouldn't be used. The military ruled out sending an aircraft to buzz the terrorists in a show of force to scatter them. A special forces team with access to an AC-130 gunship took 18 to 20 hours to be moved, far too late to help. And the military says the State Department never asked for rescue help.
Why weren't those assets deployed? There may be a reason, a very good reason, but we want to know, and it doesn't seem like we're getting all the answers to those fundamental questions.
The administration insisted it did everything possible and that nothing more would have saved the lives